Hello guys, welcome back to John's workshop, and in this video we're going to be making a stool for the workshop. It's something that I don't have in here at the minute, got nowhere to sit down, so I want to make a stool, and that's probably for the start of the videos, sometimes to sit on while we're doing the talk through bit maybe, and also for sitting at the bench or at the welding table and various things like that. So got nothing to sit on in the shop at the minute. Looked at buying something and then I thought, put all the investment and time into building a welding table and getting myself geared up for doing a bit of basic welding, so why not make one? So took that thought process a little bit further, and obviously you bring anything into the shop like a stool or a chair or whatever else it is, you take floor space up, that's guaranteed. So I thought, how can I maximise on that floor space that I'm actually taking up? So this has been through several different design iterations, and we may go through several more yet as I'm going through the sort of beginning part of it, but we'll see. So I was out yesterday, we went and did a bit of shopping, and I was in Lidl's and I came across these in Lidl's, £7 a pop, organisers, quite big, quite sturdy, made in Germany, so reasonable quality even though they are just injection moulded plastic, but they've got 6 different compartments inside with dividers to go in between, and I thought they're dead handy for the workshop, so I bought 4 of those. I'm going to go back in next week and see if I can buy 3 or 4 more because I just think they're really useful. And so what I thought about was, on the iteration number 2 of this stool, iteration number 1 was going to be a waste bin and a stool put together, so I've got somewhere to put my rubbish and dirty rags and things like that, because at the minute I just have a dustbin liner kicking around on the floor, which again takes more floor space up. And then I thought, it's not really, I'm going to have to hinge the seat, and it's a bit more complex. And I saw these in Lidl, wasn't thinking of the stool at the time, and then I got home and suddenly thought, that's a good idea, let's try that. So I'll bring you in at a little bit closer to the board. I've not done any dimensions or anything, this is just rough ideas at this point. Talk you through what we're going to do, and then the rest of the video will be largely in silence as I go through the fabrication and manufacture of said workshop stool. So a little bit closer in. I'm not the best at drawing orthographic stuff like this freehand, it's even harder doing it on a whiteboard, but you get the idea. So we've got a thick foam pad at the top. We've got a backrest of some description still to be figured out, and then we've got a steel framework made of box section, which I've got some box section for that, and then we've got a series of angle-line side walls, if you want to call them that, in between. And plan being is that these boxes will then slide in on the angle-line rails, and I can probably stack 5, 6 or 7 of those down the front of that. And the only other thing that I'm thinking about doing is maybe off the bottom is putting some kind of a footrest up, coming up out the front as a footrest, because this is going to be quite a high stool to be the right height for my bench and my welding table. So it's not going to be adjustable, so I need to make it one height for that particular purpose, and that should be fine for both applications because my welding table, it's a couple of inches lower than my bench top, so I'll make a compromise in between. So I should be able to get 7 or 8 of these boxes at least stacked in under there. Lots of storage space. One thing I don't have in this workshop is shelves. I've not got loads of shelves for putting boxes and bits and pieces on, so they tend to either get all bundled under the bench or they're kicking around on the floor, or I need to find somewhere else for them to go. So this will be a really good way of organising lots of small parts and keeping them out of the way. So that's the idea, that's the plan. I'll bring you back when we start cutting steel and start the fabrication process, and we'll see where we end up. Well, there we go guys. That's been quite a long-winded project, but we've got there in the end, so I'm really pleased with that. So I've got my storage. I can take the storage boxes out, drop them on the top, get out what I want, drop them back in. And for the storage, the bottom 2 or 3, obviously with the footrest now in place, obviously I can't access those, that's why I made the footrest. You just pull it, take out the bottom shelf, bottom couple of boxes when you need them, pick that back up and just drop it back in place like that. So nice and simple design, very sturdy. So I'm just going to cut this now, bring it back and we'll wrap this video up. Well, there we go guys, end of an interesting project. Like I say, quite a bit of work gone into this one, quite a bit of thought, and I've now got a very useful storage facility and a very nice comfy seat for the workshop all into one. And as a bonus, I got to try out some different machining and had a go with one of Mrs. John's workshop's machines, which is interesting. And lots of research went into that because I didn't have a Scooby what I was doing on there, but as it's turned out, very good end result. YouTube is an amazing resource for all kinds of things. So there we go, I'm going to wrap it up at that. So thank you all very much for watching, thank you for subscribing, and we'll catch you all very soon on another video when we'll be making something else, hopefully a little bit easier. Cheers. I like this place.